What's going on, guys? How you doing this evening? We got Nazdarachi back again with another small update to Final Fantasy Record Keeper. I want to hit this one pretty quickly, so we're going to get right to it. The Final Fantasy VIII event, focusing on Cypher, Fujin, Raijin, and Idio, just launched. It is the Cutting Winds Soaring Lightning event. It is accompanied by a 80 and 120 difficulty conquest battle versus the S-Star Soldiers with Final Fantasy VIII Synergy. And as well, we have Banner 1 of the Relic draw available. Now, there are no Overstrike equipments included in this banner. Let's check it out and quickly breeze through these items and some of their properties here. So, 3 Burst Soul Breaks, a couple Supers, and some Uniques. Your main item here that's going to be one of the highlight items is the Almasy Shear Trigger for Cypher. It's a Gunblade, 134 attack, adds a Soul Break to Cypher, but no bonus effects, no synergy effects. This Burst Soul Break is fairly unique, and it's got some cool burst abilities. So what is it? We're dealing 8 physical, dark, and non-elemental attacks to one target, attracting single target physical and black magic attacks to the user, raising the user's defense a very large amount, and granting haste and burst mode to the user. So this is another Golbez similar burst soul break that's going to tank Cypher. It's going to turn him into a tank character. So the burst abilities are Desperate Madness, deal 4 physical, dark, and non-elemental attacks to one target, temporarily lower the user's defense a large amount, and resistance a moderate amount. Grant the user a barrier that reflects damage. This damage is increased the more times the ability is used, up to 300% reflection. That's a pretty unique ability. Now, it has some drawbacks, but remember that the Soul Break itself raised our defense a very large amount, so this ability is just decreasing it a large amount. So it won't actually decrease as much as it's gone up from using the Soul Break itself. Now, that still does make you a little bit weaker, but the barrier that you get is definitely pretty cool. If an enemy hits you with, 3,000 damage and you reflect up to 300%, you're going to be doing some fun damage with that. The second ability, Downfall, is absolutely nothing special at all. Something we've seen before plenty of times. Just deal physical, dark, and non-elemental damage to one target and heal the user for a portion of the damage dealt. So nothing really crazy there. Now, the stats I have so far, being that this event is very new, these are subject to change, but you have about an 8.33% chance to pull this item doing this draw here. Moving forward, we have Fujin's Shin Chakram, thrown weapon, 81 attack, 129 magic, 0 mind, and you have a small boost to wind damage, which is a constant effect, no synergy required. Your Burst Soul Break is Metsu. Deal 5 instant magic, wind, and non-elemental attacks to all targets, temporarily lower their magic and resistance a large amount, and get your token, haste, and burst mode to the user. Your burst abilities are Shitsu. Deal 4 magic, dog, and non-elemental attacks to one target. No, I'm just kidding, it's wind attacks. Reduce delay before hitting as well. Nothing crazy there. Reduce delay is kind of helpful. Hakai, deal magic, wind, and non-elemental damage to one target and temporarily lower its resistance a moderate amount. This ability can be kind of useful because it will probably stack with other breaks, so it's definitely not going to hurt to throw in a Hakai here and there. Moving forward, oh, and I didn't have any stats for the percent chance to draw that item. So moving forward, we have Raijin's Staff. This seems to be the item that most everybody really wants, more so than anything else. It is a monk item, so I'm not super interested in it, but it is a pretty neat soul break. Starting off, you got 133 attack for a hammer, small boost to lightning damage, no synergy required, which is pretty useful. Deal 8 physical, lightning, and non-elemental attacks to one target, temporarily infuse the user with the power of lightning, and grant haste and burst mode to the user. So there's going to be some stacking lightning damage coming from this item, which definitely adds to its usability. Lurking Tiger, Temporarily increase the charge level of Rajian Detonate by 1 up to 6, and restore a moderate amount of HP to one target based on their max HP. So this is a heal move that has a side effect of stacking damage counters for his second ability, which is Rajian Detonate. Deal 4 to 10 physical lightning and non-elemental attacks to a single target, and remove all charge levels from the user. Number and strength of attacks increases with the user's charge level. So based on the amount of times you use the first ability to heal somebody and gain a charge, that will increase your damage and potential output for the second ability. Kind of interesting for monk abilities, but it's pretty neat. The stacking lightning damage definitely helps, and this is a fairly unique piece of equipment here. So all in all, it's pretty cool. Nothing crazy though. Coming up next, we have Cypher's Gloves, our first Super Soul Break here. 26 attack, 94 defense, 90 resistance, 18 magic, and 19 mind. So the stats on defense and resistance are kind of low, but there are stats all over the place, and the attack is actually pretty good. So these are not terrible. Also, you get a no synergy required boost to your dark damage. Deal 8 physical dark, lightning, and wind attacks to one target, so 3 different elements if you will. Temporarily lower the user's defense a moderate amount, and raise the attack and magic of all allies a moderate amount. So this is kind of like Shout, but not really. They don't get haste, but they do get attack and magic buffed at the cost of a little bit of Cypher's defense. This is probably the best Super Soul Break available in this draw, but overall it's just kind of slightly above average. It's not ultra crazy, but the attack buffs definitely don't hurt. We got armor for Fujin here, her jacket, defense 113, resistance 113, and magic 17. So stats a little higher on the defense and the resistance, but no mind coming from this one, and no attack. Small boost to wind damage, constant effect, no synergy required. And Super Soul Break Zan, deal 8 instant magic, wind, and non-elemental attacks to one target, and temporarily infuse the user with the power of wind. The only thing that's really good about that is the instant part, because using abilities instantly can come in handy when you are in a bind. Other than that, this is kind of just a moderately below average Super Soul Break. You did have about a 4.17% chance to draw that armor for Fujin as well. So coming up next, Rajan's Pauldron, light armor, 113, 113, so same stats, but instead of 17 magic, we get 17 attack, and we get another small boost to lightning damage, constant effect. Soul Break, remove the delay from the actions of all allies for one turn, and grant them last stand and major regen. This Soul Break is really not that great, but it does have situational functionality. Like, if you know you're about to die, then last stand on the whole team is definitely not going to hurt. And the one turn delay from all actions can help if you strategically use that before you use somebody else's overstrike or something that requires a long delay. So it has a little bit of strategic value, but honestly his Burst Soul Break is going to vastly overpower this one. If you do get this item and the Burst Soul Break Hammer, then you have some really nice boosts to your lightning damage, because both the weapon and the armor get small boosts to lightning, and then using the Burst Soul Break boosts your lightning as well. So that could be a good little lightning trifecta there if you happen to get all these items for Rajan here. Another Gunblade for Cypher here, the Almasy Revolver, Super Soul Break, 127 attack. Nothing too crazy. Zantetsuken Reverse, deal 3 physical attacks to all targets with a high chance to instantly KO them, and temporarily raise the party's defense a moderate amount. It's interesting. The defense raise is the best part about that, because instant KO never works on bosses. It's really only for trash mobs, so the damaging portion of this super is actually quite low. So really you're shooting for the other Gunblade, but if you happen to get this one, it's better than nothing. We got a dagger for Fujin here. Small boost to wind damage, no synergy required, 88 attack, 129 magic. Temporarily lower the hit chance of all enemy debuffs a small amount, and enable each ally to avoid 1 physical attack. The unique Soul Break, there's really nothing special about it. It's just something to get if you don't happen to get her main thrown weapon. You got Squall's Jacket here, it's been around for a while. Defense 109, Resistance 109, so a little bit less than the other light armors in this banner. Attack 17, it's pretty standard. No bonus effects, and a unique Soul Break, deal 5 ranged physical ice attacks to 1 target, and temporarily infuse the user with the power of ice. This is again just a Soul Break to have to be better than his default Soul Break, but by itself there's really nothing special about it. And that's pretty much all there is to it, you guys. I did a 100 gem draw already and got a 4-star piece of armor. Nothing really great. I tried to put it on camera, but my screen cap was messing up at the time. I'm not going to use any resources on this event, and I wouldn't really recommend anyone else do either, unless you really need Final Fantasy VIII synergy, which I do, but with the anniversary banners coming up soon, and the Ultros draw, and all the crazy stuff like that coming up next month, I'm just going to start saving all of my resources. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this overview of the new Final Fantasy VIII event and banner 1 of its Relic draws. Feel free to like and comment, or don't like and not comment. Either way, I hope you guys were able to get a little bit of information out of this, and hopefully you guys subscribe, and I'll be back again with more gaming stuff here soon. Hope you guys have a great evening, and I'll talk to you next time. Later.